Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Logical Nonsense Podcast. Week 1 of the NFL is in the books. What a week. Had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of games where teams should have won but didn't, and a lot of games where teams won and they probably shouldn't have. Oh, that's me. Whoops. Um, but yeah, crazy week for the NFL. Super excited to break it down for you guys. Caden, Dodge, how are we doing today?
Doing great. Excited to be back. It's been a long time since for this coming, so I'm excited to run it back with the boys.
Oh yeah, glad to be back. It's been a while.
Yeah, Dodge. It's been a minute since we've seen you on the pod. Happy to have Dodge Matthews on the pod back again. Caden back on the pod. The boys are all back together. We're gonna have a great week 1 pod. So starting backwards. So we're gonna start with Monday Night Football. What's fresh in our mind? Chicago Bears versus the Minnesota Vikings. You know how we do it here. We rate every game. Just to remind you of that scale is grab your popcorn, Mediterranean Sea, and shit show. Boys, what are you rating this game and why?
This one's kind of tough because it was a shit show for 85% of that game until the end, where it got kind of exciting, right? Like everyone was talking about how Jj McCarthy was playing terrible, which he was all the way up, and then all of a sudden, the quarterback whisperer that O'Connell is speaking to him leads to come back, a couple of Bear mistakes, and the Vikings pull that one out from the depths. In total Chicago fashion to lose that game too. I'll give it
Yeah,
I'll give it Mediterranean barely just because the ending was exciting, but it was not. It was pretty ugly up to the end.
yeah. I definitely say the endings. Grab your popcorn. I don't know. I don't know if I would classify it ever as like a absolute shit show. Like it's two teams that weren't playing good,
Yeah.
you know. But it's week 1, so I give a little bit of grace, And you're starting a rookie quarterback. Yeah, he's gonna play like crap. It's his first game ever in the NFL. Um, us expecting anything different is just too much to ask. I think I think I'd go Mediterranean Sea as well. It was a good game in the end. I think JJ McCarthy grew a lot in that game. It's only also game 1, so he could shit the bed next week. And that's potentially very possible. So that's what I would say about week 1 or week 1 for the Vikings and Bears anyway.
Yeah, very, very interesting game between these two. Like you guys said, it was a tale of two halves. First half, it was like, what the fuck is happening with the Vikings? Second half, it was like, whoa, okay, all right. Vikings
Fourth
have
quarter.
potential again.
Yeah.
But yeah, fourth quarter, really. Third quarter wasn't even that great either. So, um, but yeah, no, it was definitely it flipped. Very, I mean, I think he set a record for the Vikings QBs most like in a fourth quarter in his debut or something crazy like that. So it was very interesting. I still don't know if I'm on the JJ McCarthy train. I know it's his first game. I know we have to give people time to really make a decision on guys, but we will see. We are also going to play a little game throughout these of rating. We're going to say overrated, properly rated, or underrated on this take. JJ McCarthy is him.
Wait, are people saying JJ McCarthy is him? Like he is the
Yeah, after
next
that fourth
who?
quarter, people are on board with JJ McCarthy now.
Um, that's overrating JJ McCarthy at the moment, especially. Like I
And
think
sorry,
JJ.
I meant to say reacting. But same thing. Yes.
Yeah. So I would say like JJ McCarthy, I actually do have trust in him and that he's going to be a capable NFL starter. Um, I don't think week 1 changes that. I don't think week 1 makes me go, NFL MVP in the future. or anything like that. But it makes me think, you know what? He shows flashes of potential, right? And especially in that fourth quarter, he comes back after having played like crap, still has that confidence in himself that he's going to do well. That's good to see too, because often if you play like crap for 3 quarters, that fourth quarter is not going to go any better. Um, I don't know. Are we moving away from team stuff too? Like at the moment, are we moving to just JJ McCarthy? I know we've got 16 games in there, so
We are. We'll get
sorry.
into team stuff, but we
Okay.
will for this one. We'll just talk about JJ McCarthy.
All right.
Yeah,
Games, and whatever I bring up.
I was pleasantly surprised, I guess, that the fourth quarter went as well as it did. So
Yeah.
I agree with Dodge. I think it's an overreaction just because, for 90% of that game, people were saying the opposite until he turned it on. So just a, typical week one overreaction. It was a good comeback, but I also think their run game helped them out a lot in the fourth quarter. They got the ball going in all facets, not just reliant on him.
yeah, they did.
Yeah, I think it's an overreaction as well, on both sides. I was kind of joking in our chat, like saying he wasn't him in the first half just because he looked like god awful, like trash, like he looked terrible, and it was kind of funny to see it just a little bit, just because like you hear all these stories about how the Vikings are going to be just fine with JJ McCarthy, and then he comes in and he like can't even drive the ball down the field. I'm like, oh, this isn't looking good. But fourth quarter, he got a little bit warmed. You got to remember he was also coming off an injury too. I'll be very curious to see our thoughts on him at the end of the season. I think give it time. I think week one is so funny because everyone seems to know everything about every team, and we have these overreactions on all these different teams. So it'll be very interesting to see how we think. I mean, last year we were talking
Like
about
Colts are Super Bowl champs, right?
last year.
No, this year Colts are going to be
Oh,
Super Bowl.
well, I mean, last year, remember New Orleans Saints? We were like,
Yeah,
dude, Saints
they're
might be
contenders.
legit. Like, so let's just give it some time before we give those bold takes. But all right, we got to move on to our next game because we got 16 games to go through. Bills versus Ravens. What are you rating it?
Anything else but grab your popcorn is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This game was crazy. Like this is classic week one. What I want to see. Defensive side,
Yeah.
not great, but otherwise, like the offense, the kicking was kind of crazy, right? Like
Yeah.
just missing stuff, and honestly, like I love this game to watch. It had all the week one hallmarks, but also had two of the best players going at it on offense. So three, I should say three of the best players because you got Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Why do we always get like game of the years in week one? It seems like this is a grab your fucking popcorn. This was awesome. Battle, on TikTok, I saw one of the stat lines and it was like Josh Allen. It was like 10 for 12 for 200 yards and a touchdown. Then he slid it over and goes in the fourth quarter. Like that's just how absolutely nuts this game was. So, back and forth, Derrick Henry was him, and then obviously the fumble in the fourth quarter. But you can't fully fault it. I know he took the blame like a man, but that was just the defense on both sides. They know they need to step up. It's probably the best offenses they're going to see almost all year in week one. So it's only up for here defensively, and excited to see what these teams do, moving forward.
Yeah. I don't know how I could disagree with you. I think this is one of the best week one games in recent memory.
Yeah.
Just because the Ravens were so dominant. Like, I think about this game and I think about how the Bills played, and they were down by 15 in the fourth quarter. And I wasn't in my mind because the Bills were playing bad, is because the Ravens were just that much more dominant. It felt like whatever they wanted to do, they were doing it. Derrick Henry looked like not a day over 25. He was absolutely running over people, getting to just blowing through holes. Zay Flowers all of a sudden looked like I don't even know, prime Antonio Brown. I don't know who you want to call him, but he was looking fantastic as well. Like this battle on offense for both teams was insane. And then you have a 15-point comeback in the fourth quarter. Like, I don't know if it gets better than that. The ending strategy was very interesting with kneeling 3 times and then getting out the kicker, perfectly executing it to a T.
Oh.
Very, very interesting strategy by the Bills there. Got it done, got the win, won by 1 point, so you can't really fault them because they got it done. But overreaction, proper reaction, or underreaction, this solidifies why Josh Allen was an MVP last year.
Proper reaction.
Yep.
Like this does explain why Josh Allen was MVP last year. I like the Bills were down like what was it, 15 in the fourth quarter?
Yep.
You know, they put up 22 points in the fourth quarter. We just named his stat line in that fourth quarter. Honestly, Josh Allen's day previous to the fourth quarter was like, you know, like it was Josh Allen doing his thing, but the Bills weren't really doing the ball. They were moving the ball okay, but the Ravens were really moving the ball, and they needed to match that. Then the fourth quarter suddenly is like, oh, now he's trying. Like he's really put the team on his back, carrying it and taking it up the mountain. So in the fourth quarter, I just saw like him kind of take the ball into his own hands, and he's like, I'm gonna take the team there. So yeah, 100%.
Yep, I agree with Dodge. I think it's a perfect reaction to that. I think it showed what he does when he needs to do. We've seen it all last year when he won it. When he needs to turn it on, he turns it on. And then also kind of on a crossroad, it shows why the Ravens and Lamar, they tend to not win these big games when they have opportunities to. So it's also interesting. I think that's also why he didn't win MVP last year, is kind of games like this when they have it and they just don't finish games.
Yep. No, it totally hurts them. I think time and time again, we have seen that Lamar, for some reason, as talented as he is and as good as he is, he's just not as clutch as some of the other guys in this league at quarterback. Patrick Mahomes gets it done in the clutch, probably better than anyone. Then you have Josh Allen, who steps up in clutch. You know, I don't know if I'd put him in this conversation, but Jalen Hurts, for example, he gets it done in the clutch. He elevates his game in the playoffs and gets it done. Joe Burrow, another guy who can take down Patrick Mahomes. Lamar, when it comes to these bigger situations, can't get it done. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Lamar Jackson is James Harden of the NFL. And these are his Rockets. I don't know how many times I have to say it. It is the best. What? It's true.
Did you just call him James Harden, dog?
Yes. James Harden, MVP. No. Let me give it down for you.
Yeah.
Great
Okay, give it
regular
to me.
season. Great regular season player. Great regular season player. Won an MVP. Time and time again, they
Yeah.
get to that conference championship or just before the conference championship, but they never get it done fully. I mean, that is definition.
I hear what you're saying. I don't know if I'll ever agree with that, but I
But
hear,
why?
because there's something about how James Harden plays basketball and Lamar Jackson plays football that don't compute. James Harden, the flopper, the 11 throws a game, 15 free throws a game, especially on the Rockets. On the Rockets, we were talking about maybe even like 20 free throws a game, right? And he'd put up like a 50 bomb. Now, he's putting up a 50 bomb, but he wasn't using his teammates to get there. Like, I think Lamar's a little bit different of a player. Like, I wouldn't make the comparison. But I see what
But
you're saying is in the clutch factor of pushing your team over.
yeah,
I can see that.
that's what I'm referring to. I mean, you can never fully compare the two games. Like there's no such thing that you can compare to a free throw line and getting those, right? I mean, the flopping you can kind of compare, and Lamar doesn't really necessarily do it, but like
Patrick Mahomes.
it's more so the clutch that I'm talking about. So
Yeah. Okay. I can see that.
all right, going to our next game: Texans versus Rams. Rate the game. I can rate this one first since I have not gone first. Kind of a weird game. I'm gonna go Mediterranean Sea. I feel like, once again, I'm just gonna say it, put it out there. I don't know why, like, we can't really doubt the Rams like ever. I've just come to terms if they have Matthew Stafford on their team. Like, I keep doing it. I keep thinking like, he's gonna get old. He's gonna like, not that he looks like outstanding or anything in this game, but like he finds ways to win, and you can't really like discredit him for that because like he had a decent game. Honestly, I think the bigger story is how bad the Texans O line looked in this game. Again, they continue to falter. I'm a little worried about this Texans team. So I'm going Mediterranean. What are you guys rating?
Go ahead, kid.
Yeah. I agree. I think Mediterranean. I think it was a battle defensively. We saw that. I think I liked what I saw from the Rams defense and what they're able to do to this Texans offense. I think the Texans really were missing out on Joe Mixon. Obviously, it was nice to have Nick Chubb back, and that was fun to see him. He had some good carries, but at the end of the day, CJ Stroud still kind of looked like he was slumping a little bit, couldn't really get it going too much. He was pressured a lot. He had a lot of difficulties finding his receivers. They didn't really get Nico Collins involved too much, and credit that to the Rams defense. And then, like you said, when the Rams needed to bend, not break, they did, and they clutched up at the end, and they, defensively got a couple stops and won that game.
I think it's hard to rate some of these games in week one because honestly, this felt like two teams trying to feel each other out, feel their own identity for the season. And they weren't showing anything like, tipping their hand, right? Like it didn't really feel like any one of them truly wanted to win the game that much, if I'm being honest. It felt like, oh, we're going to play our game. We're going to see how that works. And that this is the result, 14-9. So yeah, I mean, I agree with all the takes that have been said so far. I think even without Matthew Stafford, you can't count the Rams out. I think that's probably like Sean McVay. You just can't count
McVay's a
out.
good coach.
And honestly, I didn't even really like Sean McVay coming in, but he's obviously been good. I'm a little worried about like, I don't know. I don't know how I should feel about the running game in the NFL at the moment.
Yeah.
But I think that also comes down to game plan and not wanting to show anything and just kind of, we're going to feel things out, run the ball 25 times for 72 yards, if you're the Rams. So, I was glad Chubb got some carries, right? One thing that we've seen about Houston is like they can't stay not injured, and Joe Mixon being out, like, yeah, I would be worried if I was Houston. You shouldn't lose to the Rams, right? But the Rams are a
Nico
good
went
team.
down too, right?
I don't remember that. But
Hey, do you remember that?
I don't
No,
remember.
am I tripping?
No,
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll just shut the hell up.
No, I don't. He might have. Puka had that nasty head gash, but
yeah, the memes off that were pretty
yeah,
funny.
emo kid.
yeah. But anyways, go ahead, Dodge. Finish up what you're saying.
Well, I was just saying, like, they just can't stay healthy. And honestly, it's nice having Nick Chubb and Joe Mixon for this case. But someone on that receiving core is out at the moment, I think. I can't remember who.
Tank Dell, right?
Tank Dell, yeah. But that's not who I was thinking of.
Oh.
Christian Kirk.
It doesn't matter. The thing is like, this team had high hopes 2 years ago after their performance, and it doesn't seem like they're going to reach that again.
Mhm.
So that'd be weird.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well,
Mediterranean, I think, is what I'm going to rate it.
yeah, very Mediterranean game. All right, we'll go to our next game just for time reasons. Lions Packers. What are you rating this game?
This was a shit show, in my opinion. The Lions came out and surprised me, and they looked really bad. And I know they're new coordinators on both sides of the ball, but with the talent that they returned and all those defensive players back, I think it was almost an inexcusable loss for the Lions to go out and play like that. And the Packers defense is good. They're young. I'll give them credit. Their offense looked a lot better than I expected.
Micah Parsons.
You did okay. You didn't play much. Whatever. You can take on
So,
that contract.
Sorry.
It's okay. He wasn't missed or anything, but
We haven't talked about that yet. I just realized.
yeah,
I had to bring it up. I'm sorry, kid.
I was just surprised by this Lions team. They just got smoked the whole game. You know, they got a garbage touchdown at the end. Otherwise, it would have been even worse. And this is not a good look against a division rival. But they're still feeling out the new system and what they need to do. So I think they'll bounce back. But it was just not a fun game to watch.
Yeah, it was. Here, I'll go. Sorry. It was dominating. I mean, Packers really were in control this whole game. The Lions could not convert in red zone, which was their biggest pain point. It felt like the Packers came out, they scored right away on their first drive, and they kind of just really didn't look back. The Lions scored a little bit more in the second half, but overall, I mean, the Lions, I think you might see this for a little bit. Like, don't be surprised if week 3, week 4, like they're still a little, not looking great. I think there's still some things they have to figure out. They had that core group of coaches for a decent amount of time, so it is going to take a little bit of time. But I still don't think that means you count the Lions out. Like, don't be surprised in week 14, 15 if they're back looking like the Lions of last season, because I think they can get there. They have the talent, like Caden said. Like the roster turnover was very limited, so I think the talent's still there. I think they can get their guys going. I think it's just going to take some hiccups along the way to get to where they want to be. But overall, I think it's Mediterranean. I think there's worse games in this slate of games, so I'll go Mediterranean.
Yeah, I'll go Mediterranean as well. I think for this game, honestly, disappointing for the Lions, but also the Packers. When you smell blood, you have to go kill it, right? And I will say, like, there was that where, yeah, they were up 27 to, what was it, 7?
Yeah.
Or 27-6, I can't remember, but it doesn't matter. It still wasn't like put them away yet.
Yeah.
Like they could have been up like more than that. They could have been up 34. They could have been up 37-6, and really, you gotta take them out early. And I didn't think the Packers did a great job of that. They controlled the game well, right? I mean, only had to throw 22 passes, 16 to 22. They spread the ball out a lot too. No one had more than 3 receptions. Jaden Reed. They have that wide receiver room is stacked with like probably similar level talent. I would say Jaden Reed's probably their best receiver. But then you got Romeo Doubs, Dontavian Wicks, Matthew Golden, all there.
Yeah.
Detroit rushing game. I don't think, if I remember right, the Detroit rushing game is like hit or miss. Even from last season, I feel like there'd be games where David Montgomery's averaging 2 yards a carry, and Jahmyr Gibbs gets all his stuff from passing.
Yeah.
So, I don't think that was too crazy of what we saw yesterday. But yeah, obviously needs to be better.
Yeah, 100%. Do you think, and here's another proper reaction, overreaction question for you guys, are the Packers Super Bowl contenders? I've heard this a lot this week. Week 1 overreactions are a huge thing. Are they Super Bowl contenders?
I'm leaning overreaction just because it's tough. It really is tough because obviously the Lions were kind of that bar and they just went out and dominated the Lions. And there's not too much talent in the NFC really that is higher than them. But I don't know. I feel like their offense still isn't quite there. The passing game, especially with their weapons and the receiving core. I think that's what's limiting me to saying they're that level, but they're up there. So I think it's just a slight overreaction. I want to see them against a couple more quality opponents.
I'm
I
gonna
think I
say
would.
ooh,
Go ahead. Go
I'm gonna say
ahead.
proper reaction.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
Why?
well, I think you got that new addition of Micah Parsons, and I think that's going to help out their defense even more. We already said that their defense is pretty solid. They're young. Then that's probably the main thing that moves this team up into a proper reaction to. They're young. Those
Yeah.
receivers that I just listed are young, and if they can grow, like if Matthew Golden becomes a solid receiver two, if Jaden Reed is a solid receiver one by the end of the year, this is a Super Bowl contending team, right? Because we're not talking about Super Bowl winning, we're talking about Super Bowl
Yeah.
contender. So they just
True.
have to be in the mix. And to me, they can be in the mix by the end of the year for sure.
Okay.
So proper.
Okay. I think it's an overreaction right now. I hear what you're saying, but I think right now, after 1 week, it's hard to tell, especially like with the team they just
Okay.
played. I think middle of the year, if they're still playing like this, hell yeah, they're Super Bowl contender. I think we need to see more of them play these tougher opponents and see how they react to these tougher opponents. Because if they can continue to control games like this, game after game, I 100% agree that they have the roster, they have the leadership, and the team and depth to be a Super Bowl contender. But after 1 week, it's hard for me to be like, yeah, they're for sure a Super Bowl contender right now. Like, I think for sure
Yeah.
they're going to be a Super Bowl contender. But I hear both of what you're saying for sure. So, all right,
Yeah.
let's
I
go
definitely think,
to.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just definitely think like it depends on what we're going for. Like week one, you know, any reaction after week one's technically sus. There's some slight
True. True.
overreaction to it,
Yeah.
But
True.
I do think I hear what you're saying as well.
Yeah. Okay, next game. Dodge, you're not going to like this. 49ers versus Seahawks. Rate the game. Dodge, let's start with you, actually.
A shit show. It was a shit show. I don't want to hear it. That last play to or the last play right with the sack, but also the touchdown that the Niners got. I watched back that replay and I'm like, where's the effort? How are you not trying? Like it's right in front of your face. Knock the ball away. Um, and he just gets it grabbed. Kenneth Walker, the Seahawks blocking did not look great. I know it's the Niners, but my lord. Um, I thought the Darnold Cup connection would be better. 3 targets. Maybe Cup's getting old. I don't know. I'm not a Darnold fan anyway. Darnold didn't necessarily play terrible, so I can't fault him. I thought the defense played well. The defense played good. So that's a positive. The defense played good. We have a head coach that's focused on defense. I'm happy about both of those things. Do I think our offense is probably going to get better? Yes. Do I think they're going to get a lot better? No. So, yeah.
So, are you worried about this team?
Well, we played the Niners week 1, right? Am I worried about us making the playoffs? Yeah. I don't know if we'll make the
Ooh, okay.
playoffs.
Okay.
Um, am I worried about this team only winning like 5 games? No, I think we'll win 5 games. Just based on our defense, I think we're going to win 5 games. But
Okay.
are we going to win 10? Eh, I don't know.
Caden, what are you
I think it
rating
was-
this game?
I think it was Mediterranean overall. I mean, you guys even had Jake Moody on your team and still lost, which is unfortunate. But you ever heard of Tongs before? I haven't until then. Tongs snatched. Give him that.
You brought up Micah Parsons,
Yeah,
to be
now
fair,
we're good.
man.
All right, now we're even. Yeah, I was like, oh, easy pick. Wait, huh? How? Who? What? But then, they moved it down the field quick at the end, which is good to see that they can execute.
Yeah.
At that. But for the Niners, a lot of injuries again, which isn't good. Kittle's on IR, out at least 4 weeks.
Yeah, with what again?
Hamstring
What was that?
injury.
Sure.
Yeah, Juwan Jennings is battling through shoulder injury. Ricky Pearsall looked good. McCaffrey will look good in the passing game, getting him back involved. But the Niners, they do have that injury bug, so we'll see how that plays out. But this is a divisional game in week 1. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be sloppy.
Yeah.
And so I think it's Mediterranean. It was a close game. It went down to the end. It was still pretty fun to watch for the most part. So I still think there's a lot both these teams can look forward to.
I don't know about that.
Well, it was fun. The ending was fun, at least.
No.
You're right. You did suck.
Seahawks fans speaking. Oh my gosh. I thought it was a Mediterranean game. I would agree with you. I think the ending was at least interesting to watch. I think that's a fair thing to say, Doug.
Okay.
I did not
It was
say
interesting.
entertaining. I just said interesting. Okay. I'm trying to be respectful of your emotions over there. But no, I thought it was an interesting ending. I'm just curious on both of these teams because after week 1, I feel like my
The
opinion
Rams look the best.
No, my opinion on both of these teams has not changed. I still think the Seahawks could be a sleeper team, and I still think the Niners has potential to reach their ceiling. However, after 1 week, it feels like the Niners are in even deeper injury issues than there were before. This is rough, boys. Oh my lord. But no, I'm a little concerned about that because they never what?
Who's the best team in the NFC West?
Who knows?
Birds, baby. Just kidding. Cards.
There's a 4-sided coin. The NFC West would have it. So
yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
But no, I think this was a Mediterranean game. So all right, let's go to our next game, which I believe will flip to my team, Broncos versus the Titans.
Why don't you go first, Hunter?
Another very Mediterranean game. Offense for the Broncos looked pretty bad for the most part. It was a little concerning how little we scored on this game, but yeah, it was it was a little concerning on offense. Defense, man, I'm excited to watch this defense. I think we had 6 sacks. Granted, we were facing a rookie QB, so that is to be expected in week 1 against
Who holds
a
on the ball
QB.
a lot. But
yeah. 6 sacks, I think 2 forced fumbles. I'm not sure if we got a pick or not, but defense looked really good as I expected. Offense, there's quite a bit to work on. I think there's a lot of sloppiness, but Cam Ward, I mean, this Titans team is just I actually think Cam Ward showed flashes where I'm I think he can get there. It's just he needs more help. I did not expect him to target Ao Manor. I can never say his last name right. Ao Manor or whatever his name is correctly, but he targeted him a lot. And
7, yeah.
I expected that to be Calvin Ridley, and it wasn't. So that'll be interesting. I think Ao Manor had 7 targets. I know Ridley had 8.
Ridley had 8, yeah.
Yeah.
Still, that's a lot for him.
Yeah.
I thought Lockett would have more. Lockett got 1 target.
He was kind of irrelevant in the game, to be honest.
He's kind of absent, yeah.
Hey, Boys, shout out to the UK. We got UK watchers
Hey.
out here tonight. We're going live. Appreciate you, blowfishes. All right, what are you guys rating this game?
I'll rate it barely a Mediterranean Sea. It's honestly probably a week one shit show, but I'll rate it Mediterranean Sea. There's how many turnovers in this game in total? 6?
Yeah, that was the other thing that pissed me off about the Broncos. How many
No,
turnovers?
you know what? It's a shit show. There's 6 turnovers in a game.
Yep.
What are we talking about here, boys?
Yep.
There's 6 turnovers
Hey, the
in one
Broncos won,
fucking
so I
football
can't
game.
call it a shit show.
It's a shit show.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, losing 2 fumbles and throwing the 2 picks, that's terrible for the Broncos. The fact that the Titans were actually in this game,
They could have won it at the end.
they could have won, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Yeah.
And Cam Ward being 12 of 28 for 112 yards and still possibly winning the game.
There was a
Yikes.
huge drop, too.
Yeah, yeah.
Huge drop.
There was a couple drops in that game, honestly. I think, like, having watched Cam Ward, having watched all of us have watched the WSU quarterbacks, right? In person. Cam Ward is the most talented out of all the WSU quarterbacks that I've seen. From Gardner, from Anthony Gordon,
Mateer?
from all the rest. What?
I said Mateer.
Yeah, he's more talented than Mateer. But I would say he's got the arm talent to be in the NFL. I expect him to have rookie mistakes, taking 6 sacks. I'm not surprised. His problem in college was holding on to the football too long as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if he has the most sacks out of all the quarterbacks at the end of the year.
Brown should throw Shadur in, and then he will have the most. Sorry, had to get that in there.
That's facts. You got to keep the completion percentage up.
Yep.
So, yeah, I was surprised by RJ Harvey not having a larger role.
Me too.
I thought J.K. Dobbins and RJ Harvey were going to split. I actually like that J.K. Dobbins received a substantial number of carries. I think J.K. Dobbins is very talented, and I think he can be your lead back. Obviously, RJ Harvey had a good game, but
broke off for a 50-yard
he had that 50-yard run.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this is a shit show. I'm glad Dodd switched down to it because it was an ugly ass game. Like, it was just, you're lucky the Broncos defense is so elite. Otherwise, you guys might have got pieced up by the Titans by a 20 piece there. So, Kim Ward, yeah. You know, he had flashes where he looked good, but also the talent pool around him is pretty rough for a rookie.
Yeah.
So I think
it's real
he'll just
low.
need more. Yeah, he'll have time to develop and need a couple years. But I did see some good flashes out of him. He stepped up. He had some good, passes. But for Bo Nix on the other side, a letdown in my book. I think he played not up to what I expected him to play, especially after the season he had last year. And I know it's game 1, but this is also a Titans defense where he should have showed more than that. And are you concerned with his performance in week 1 against this defense? Are you looking at a sophomore slump already?
Oh, here's a question then. Off of that question, Bo Nix, sophomore slump, overreaction, proper reaction, or underreaction?
Oh, overreaction.
Yeah,
it's a week 1. He threw 2 picks. He did have a lost fumble. He's going to need to clean it up, obviously. But as of week 1, that's an overreaction.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's an overreaction. He definitely looks sloppy, and it's definitely concerning. But I also remember how he looked last year to start the season.
Yeah, that's exactly what came to my head.
A lot of similar things, a lot of turnovers, but you still saw the flashes. Like that throw to Cortland Sutton on the touchdown. Like, I'm like, okay, there's a Bo Nix that I know, what he's capable of doing, those types of throws. So I think it's just going to
They got Troy Franklin more involved, too, this game.
Yeah, he looks really good in preseason.
I think that's going to be good for him.
Yeah, he looks really good in preseason. He looks like he developed quite nicely in his second year, and I think he'll play a bigger role in year 2. So, Kaden, are you overreaction?
Yeah, I think it's overreaction for now as well. But he's on watch. He was on watch.
Sophomore slump watch.
Slump watch. All right, next game: Bucks versus Falcons.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, I jumped.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
He said, "Okay."
All right. I'm gonna go Mediterranean Sea. I
Ooh.
thought this was a pretty good game. Baker Mayfield in the end lightened things up. I thought it was pretty fun.
Mhm.
But overall, I expected better from the Bucks on offense and defense, to be honest with you. And for that, I'm gonna go Mediterranean, just because I did not expect Penix to have as good of a game as he had, and I thought Baker would play better before the ending. The rush game on both sides was trash. Getting Mike Evans should have been more involved from the beginning. Kyle Pitts, low-key, had a good game, which is people have been talking about him in the offseason, but I hate that guy. The one concerning thing I would say about the Falcons in this game is that, and actually, I thought the Falcons, they overperformed comparative to the Bucks. But the one concerning thing is that Drake London had 15 targets and only 8 catches.
Yeah.
That's like that's barely over 50%. That's not good. So
Kid, what would you rate this game?
So it's kind of tough for me because I think it's more Mediterranean Sea, but comparative to the slate of the whole week, it's probably one of the better games that we
I
saw.
agree.
stop it.
I'd
Don't
agree.
fucking say it.
So,
Don't say it.
so I'm gonna keep it at Mediterranean, but yeah, the ending was good. I think
Ending was grab
you
your
know,
popcorn, man.
it was,
Ooh,
but
Ending was grab your
yeah,
popcorn.
but Baker
the
was
ending
17
was
for 32. He was kind of sloppy until the end of that game too. For the Falcons, obviously the run game, like Dodge said, was poor. Bijan performed way better in the pass game. He led the team in receptions and yards. So he
100
was
receiving yards.
reliable for Penix. I thought Penix played way better than I expected him to in this game, and gave him a chance right at the end. But Baker's that guy. He showed that before, and that's why we love Baker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Baker, I was talking earlier about guys who are clutch. Baker can be thrown in that one too. He somebody when games come into clutch time, I'd trust Baker, man. And he clutched up, especially after like what seemed like the longest minute stretch I've ever seen in a football game. Like first they challenged the 4th and 1 or whatever where Penix reaches for the first down. Then they challenged the touchdown. It was like we were watching reviews for like 30 minutes on repeat. And then I thought, holy shit, game is going to go into overtime now too. Young Ho Koo
Oh yeah.
misses.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what
He made
the hell,
one
man?
before
To
though.
freaking make it go into overtime. I'm like, what the hell? And then, right before that, Baker drives down the field.
Yeah.
Perfect drive, by the way. Like, perfect. So
Yeah,
that was super
that's
entertaining
classic
to
Baker,
watch.
though.
Super entertaining to watch. I think Bucks looked a little rusty. Feel like we've been saying the same thing about every fucking game and every QB, but it's true. Bucks looked rusty. Falcons looked better than I thought. We'll see if they can continue it. I think it'll be interesting to see once they play defenses who are a little bit more warmed up if Penix can play as well as he did in week 1. But yeah, I would agree Mediterranean Sea overall. Grab your popcorn at the end. All right. We'll go back to our slate so Dodds doesn't get unhappy. Jags versus the Panthers.
I'll go shit show on this one just because, there was weather delays. It's not even a good game anyway. Bryce Young looked pretty rough. I expected him to do a little bit better in his 3rd year. Jags surprised. They really surprised me. ETN looked like old ETN. Trevor Lawrence played really well. They handled business, but this Panthers team, I thought they were going to be a little bit more improved, and it was rough for them the whole way. And Jags handled this, and they looked good doing it. So overall, though, it was just a shit show of a game. more
Yeah.
so for the Panthers side.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, absolute shit show. It's not even a debate, if I'm being honest. I'm not sure if Trevor Lawrence played good. Trevor Lawrence played all right, in my opinion. But
What?
honestly, we have like a lower expectation set for Trevor Lawrence now.
Yep.
So like it looked good.
That's why.
Should we though? Okay, no. Let's pause right there. Should we though? Because he's
Have
getting
lower
paid like top
expectations?
5. He's getting paid
What?
like top 5.
Is he?
Yeah. He's getting paid like
He's
top
not
5.
worth that.
So
He's
the
not worth that.
expectations should
True.
not be lower.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hold him.
He's
to
not
that
worth it.
because it still pisses me off that
Okay.
he's a top 5
Comparatively
paid
to
QB.
how he finished last year, he looked good, which is a good sign, I guess.
Okay. Sorry,
I don't
boys.
know.
I get a little fired up with Trevor Lawrence.
I know you do. Bryce Young, Bryce Young looked worse than I thought he would because
Yeah.
he looked okay to end the season, I thought, last year. Or it looked like he was improving. And then this year, I mean, I know it's just been week 1. But it looked like we're starting back from scratch. And I was like, did you not learn anything over the past few years? And start Andy Dalton again. Is Andy Dalton even on the team anymore? I don't even know.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think it was a bad idea to get rid of Adam Thielen. I don't understand that. Like, he was the top receiver on this team last year. And him and Bryce Young started to get something going. I felt like. And then you get rid of him. Yeah, you get Tet McMillan, right? That's great, but it's not enough. Unfortunately, it's not enough. I also think we have an O-line problem in Carolina as well. Like, Carolina is all screwed up, in my opinion.
Yeah. Just like Kendrick said, it's not enough. But yeah, I think Carolina, they've got a lot to work on. I had Carolina not like as a team that would make playoffs or anything like that, but
Yeah,
I
you
had
had him as a sleeper, right?
I had them as a little frisky sleeper team. I thought
Yeah.
they might be better than a lot of people expected just because Bryce Young, like you said, Dodge, he kind of showed flashes at the end of last season. We lost Dodge, don't know where he went, but showed flashes at the end of last season. And I thought maybe Bryce Young could end up doing something going into year 2. Ended up, and again, this might be an overreaction. It is just week 1, but kind of looks like we're back to square one with Bryce Young, and that is a little bit concerning. The Jags, on the other hand, they played the Panthers, so I can't really make judgments on this. I agree, though. This game was a shit show, to say the least. So let's go back to our slate of games. Not sure if we got Dodge over here. Dodge, your phone die or something? Oh. All right. Well, if Dodge joins us, we'll see. Anyways.
My phone died.
All right, that's what I thought. All right. We got Dodge back on, so we will continue on with rating the games. Going to our next game, we've got the Giants versus Commanders.
I think we go shit show on this one too, man. Giants looked horrible. Russ looked bad, and they're already vying for Dart to start next week.
Which is crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was
crazy. Way to show freaking that you believe in your quarterback,
right? You just got the guy, and you're gonna give him one shot against a pretty good Commanders defense and a pretty defensive-minded head coach, and that the Commanders have, right?
Head coach,
so, and like Dan, come on, that's kind of rough. And you're playing the Cowboys next week. I feel like, I don't know, give Russ a couple weeks. If some of these quarterbacks get years to try, but you're gonna give up on the guy you're giving all this money to after 1 year, or one game. So I don't know. The Commanders just controlled this game. Giants looked rough. The O-line looked kind of rough. Run game looked a little rough. They didn't get neighbors involved as much as I thought they should have. And
12 targets, though.
Yeah, just not a lot of accurate passes to catch. So it was just a pretty ugly game.
Yeah, agree. This is a shit show. I thought Russell actually looked bad. A little reminiscent of the Broncos.
Hey, chill.
That one year. The second year Broncos was fine. That first year Broncos maybe not so much. But I do think this comes back to a coaching problem. I actually do think. I think you have the fact that Russell is your leading rusher by 20 yards. He's over doubling your average rush per carry. Dable already giving up on you speaks to the fact that your coaching staff probably isn't that good, I think, in my opinion. So honestly, I think the Giants are pretty screwed anyway.
Confirmed. Dodge does not believe in the Giants after week 1. Proper reaction.
Here's the thing. Coming into the season, I actually thought, okay, you got the Giants, you got Malik Neighbors. I think Wan'Dale Robinson and Russ could have a good connection, actually, because Russ tends to like those shifty receivers. Wan'Dale Robinson is a shifty receiver. So they could come back and do something, but the fact that, they got to the 1 yard line, right? And then they run a trick play. But not only that, the whole rest of the game was scripted.
Yeah.
You run a whole scripted game, and then you finally get in the red zone. And you're like, you know what? We're gonna do something crazy here. We're gonna do something we practiced a couple times. All right, we're not gonna do our normal red zone stuff. No, we're gonna do the trick play. This is when we're gonna bring it in. And I was like, okay. So you're doing a whole script the whole game, and then this one play is the one that we change. So yeah. I honestly think that the coaching staff is pretty poor, and you can't overcome a poor coaching staff.
Yeah. No, I gave accusations on the Commanders and Jaden Daniels sophomore slump. Didn't look like that in game 1. We'll see. But Giants, I agree. I think it's a coaching problem. I think I like Dable's personality, but that doesn't necessarily make him a good coach. So I think it's time to hang it up. I think it's time to move on in New York. And I don't think it's a roster thing, like you guys said. I think it's a coaching thing. Again, poor Russ. It feels like everywhere he goes, he has some sort of poor coaching. With the Broncos, with Nathaniel Hackett, and then he gets thrown under Sean Payton, and Sean Payton didn't like him, and now you got Brian Dable. So it's been a little rough on old Russ, but we'll see if this turns around. So, but yeah, I agree.
The sad thing is that it's hurting his career outlook.
Oh, totally.
Because honestly, this is gonna be a bold take, but Russell Wilson, looking at his stats and looking at how long he's played in the NFL, how good he's been in the NFL, he's probably should be a Hall of Fame quarterback. He probably should be.
I think he was on the path to, but I think after the last 3 or 4 years, I think he's hurt his path. Yeah.
I think most people right now would say he's definitely not. There's no chance that he ever could be. And the thing is that he has probably top 5 best passer rating ever in the NFL. It's probably top 5, maybe top 10.
Yeah.
So that's, I don't know. I think it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Give your comments in the chat if you think Russ deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. All right, moving on to our next game. We got Steelers versus Jets. What are you rating this, guys?
This is not on my ballot to be a grab your popcorn, but damn it, this was a grab your popcorn.
That was fun, man.
This was a fun game, and both teams moving the ball, scoring at will almost. Justin Fields looked good on the Jets, running and passing. Aaron Rodgers, prime Rodgers, who expected that after what we saw, from the last couple of years with him. And is it more a Rodgers thing, or is it more a Mike Tomlin coaching thing? Right. That's what I kind of was wondering. But you can never doubt Mike Tomlin. Obviously, Rodgers played great, and I hate to give him his flowers, but he did play really good. And this was fun. The Jets had a chance at the end, and the Steelers took it and went down. I think the Steelers scored last, right?
Yeah.
So Rodgers,
60-yard field goal or something like that.
Yeah. Boswell is him. Boswell is that guy, and Rodgers looked great. So,
Dodge, do you want to give Aaron Rodgers the glaze? I know you're an Aaron Rodgers guy.
Well, here's the thing, right? Is Nathaniel Hackett might be the worst coach that I've ever seen. He took two, and we just talked about Russell Wilson in the Hall of Fame. He took two potential Hall of Fame quarterbacks and made them look like trash. Like, once Aaron Rodgers got away from him, he now looks good again, right? Like, this is the old Aaron Rodgers where we see him, like, light up the stat sheet with his arm.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even have that best of receivers. He only has really one top receiver, DK Metcalf. Calvin Austin is not like a guy that we're like, oh, this guy's making Pro Bowls.
Yeah.
Calvin Austin's not bad, but he's not one of those top guys. So I will say, like, I think Mike Tomlin's a good coach. I think he's part of the reason why the Steelers are always good. I think Aaron Rodgers' play was extremely good, considering the talent that he has at receiver. This looked like old Aaron Rodgers. And if we have old Aaron Rodgers, especially with, like, I'm not sure we'll ever get the old mobility of Aaron Rodgers, but if we do, the Steelers could be Super Bowl contenders. And I've been saying this.
Bold takes.
I've been saying this for a few years. The Steelers have good quarterback play. They can be Super Bowl contenders. They always have a good defense. Now, defense looked like crap against the Jets, but Mike Tomlin will calm that down. Okay, I'm not worried about it. Justin Fields looked good, in my opinion. If I'm the Jets, I'm, like, super excited. I thought they overperformed a bunch. Yeah. Because, like I said, the Steelers might be Super Bowl contenders this season. I'm being honest with you boys.
He said it twice.
I'm being honest.
He's doubling down. Overreaction. Are the Steelers Super Bowl contenders?
What did you say, kid?
It's a big overreaction. I'm sorry. With the talent that we have in the AFC,
there's no way.
They're like 5 or 6 in the NFC. Sure, they can.
Bills, Ravens,
Chiefs, Chargers.
I think they could beat the Ravens, Chiefs, and Chargers.
No, get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm about to kick you off this live.
I'm sure we'll see Rodgers. We'll see older Rodgers next week, and then we'll see.
Yeah, let's see. Who do they play next week? Oh, wait, they play the Seahawks, don't they?
Yep.
Ah, shit.
Yeah. Yes. Fuck. Whew. No.
All right. Dodge, what are you rating that game?
Grab your popcorn, obviously.
Okay. I'm going to grab your
popcorn.
Oh, go ahead.
This was one of the best games to watch of the week.
Yeah. I'd go grab your popcorn as well. I enjoyed both quarterbacks. Like you guys said, vintage Rodgers, Justin Fields looked good. And I'm excited to see how frisky this Jets team is because I think they could be very frisky. I don't necessarily know if I believe in them to make the playoffs, but I think they could be very frisky. And it's interesting to see the dynamics of both of these teams now with the Jets without Rodgers and the Steelers without Fields and Russell Wilson. So it's kind of interesting. We got to see that in week 1. And they both kind of lit up the scoreboard after neither of these teams really lit up the scoreboard last season. So, all right.
Overreaction are the Jets potential playoff contenders?
I never said that. I said
That's
frisky.
kind of what you were saying.
No. I said they were frisky. That is way different. I never said they were Super Bowl contenders.
No, I said playoff contenders, brother.
No, I know. I'm talking about this. You with the Steelers. I still can't believe that. That one's crazy to me. All right, Cardinals Steelers.
We'll see. We'll see. When they're 12-2 again.
It was not Cardinals versus
was
Steelers. I was
not.
thinking about Super Bowl, like whatever the hell that was. Cardinals versus Saints. My bad.
Is it fair to say that this was a shit show? Like, I thought that it was going to be, belt to ass. Cardinals were just going to take it to the Saints, and this game was just kind of ugly both ways. And the Saints kind of overperformed even to where I thought they were gonna do this year. But that's Kellen Moore, new head coach. I don't think Spencer Rattler should throw the ball 46 times next week. I don't understand why Kamara only had 11 carries. I feel like he should be that guy on the Saints. But, they kept it close. And the Cardinals, they didn't look good. They didn't look terrible. But they couldn't get their run game going either. So it is just kind of just ugly. And it's probably mid-training, but I'm going to say shit show from what I expected to happen in this game.
I'm going to say sorry, you can go first, Connor. Or
No, it's all
you can
good.
go second.
I was gonna say Mediterranean. I think I don't know. I didn't pay too much attention to this game just because I don't really care too much about either of these teams. But I mean, all I heard this offseason was Cardinals could be good this year. Cardinals could be good this year. And then week 1 comes, and again, I know it's week 1, but I didn't see anything out of the Cardinals that made me go, ooh, the Cardinals are going to be good this year. I think it's the same old team that we've seen for the last 2 or 3 years. I still don't believe in this team any more than I did last season or the season previous. Kyler Murray, he's good. He's not great. And I think this Cardinals team has a lot more to work on in terms of weapons and in terms of their defense. I just think there's a lot more to be had with this Cardinals team. I know they got the win. But this Saints team, I had predicted was going to be one of the worst teams in the league. Kellen Moore might get them some wins, but I still don't think they're a team that I'm expecting to make the playoffs. So that is my take on this game.
I'm going to say a shit show because I think we watched 2 bad teams. The Cardinals, they did win, but I think exactly like Hunter, they are going to be another frisky team that plays down to their opponents and plays up to their opponents.
Yeah.
They're going to play around their opponent's level. They're going to be in a bunch of close games, and they're going to lose more than they win. That, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think Marvin Harrison had a low-key good game, especially in that, later in the game. When we got to Spencer Rattler, I honestly think I don't know if there's a better version of the Saints. I know Caden, you said Kamara should get more than 11 carries. And I do agree that Kamara should get more than 13 touches. But I think those might be receptions. I don't know if the Saints offense can play better than this. This might have been the top.
Yeah.
So I actually think that this was a pretty good game. It took a frisky team 2013. But yeah.
All right, we'll go to our next game. Raiders versus Patriots. But before you guys rate this game, we're gonna go right into a reactions. Overreaction, proper reaction, or underreaction. Raiders are legit.
Overreaction.
I've heard that one so many this week.
Really? The Raiders are legit? Who said that?
Oh my gosh, so many people. I've heard it. So many people. So many people believe in this Raiders team this year too.
I mean, I like Pete Carroll. I think Pete Carroll's a good coach, but
they got Pete, they got Gino, bro. The whole gang's back.
Stop.
Genty,
Yeah.
Brock Bowers. What you know about my boy Trey Tucker?
Hey, I got Trey Tucker in my fantasy team. I know enough.
What do you think, Cade? Overreaction?
Overreaction. they beat a okay Patriots team.
Yeah.
That's
Okay might be generous.
Hey. I'm just kidding. I don't care. All right. Yeah. Now rate the game.
it was mid-training overall.
Yeah.
Drake May should not throw the ball 46 times. The Patriots' run game was not very good. Neither was the Raiders, to be fair. Genty, he had his first NFL touchdown, but he was only averaging like 2 yards a carry on like 40-something yards. So it was kind of a pass-dominated game, and it was just mid, honestly. And the Raiders pulled it out. I think Geno's experience helped lead them to that victory, and I still think I expected more out of Drake May. I touted him as to have a breakout year in year 2. I really didn't see it too much in this game, but they're still, new head coach with Vrabel still kind of getting things toned out. So it's week 1. We'll see where they can improve, but it's just mid.
I was kind of shocked to see him throw the ball this much, considering Vrabel's kind of identity of being an old school, run the ball, focus on defense. So for them to throw the ball 46 times, I was a little shocked by that as well. And I think it's interesting because to me that almost, maybe this is an overreaction, but to me this almost feels like a statement by Vrabel saying like he doesn't necessarily believe in his running backs that much to run the ball. Might be a bold take. We'll see. It's week 1, so again, could be a bold take, but I think I don't know. It says something to me when you're only running the ball 12 times, 14 times. Because I know Drake May had 4 of them, so I don't know. That's really low for a Vrabel team, in my opinion. So, but Geno looks good. We'll see if he can keep it up. Just don't put him in the red zone. He tends to struggle there. So, but Drake May had some bad throws, a lot of ups and downs in this game. Not a whole lot to say. Mid-Mediterranean game.
Yeah, I agree. Mediterranean Sea. Yeah, I mean, I thought the Raiders looked, honestly, I don't know. I don't have high expectations for the Raiders. I think the AFC West has the best coaching staff probably ever of any division.
Yeah.
You got Andy Reid, Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
You've got Sean Payton and Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
All of them have been to the Super Bowl. A couple have been national champions.
Dogs.
Like there's some good coaches out there. I'm not as high on the Raiders as everybody else. So I think it was good for them that they won. I think the rushing game looked weak. I think the Patriots didn't run as much as I anticipated as well, similarly to you, Hunter. And honestly, there was a widespread of receivers used, which I wasn't expecting as much. Like I was expecting about half the players to make catches that did.
Yeah.
And I guess looking at the names, I guess it makes sense that all the players that made catches for the Patriots did. But yeah, I don't know. The Patriots, I'm not as high on either of these two teams as probably everybody else is. Like I think people think the Patriots are going to be around 8 wins this season. I don't know if they'll be at 8. And I think people think maybe that the Raiders are actually good, and I don't think the Raiders are actually good. So
fair. All right, we'll go to our next game. We got Colts versus Dolphins. Shit show. Anybody want to disagree with that? Okay, cool. Probably the worst. Not what I expected at all. Honestly, I thought this was going to be a shit show. In the other direction, I thought it was going to be such a shit show that it was going to be close. Colts just fucking dominated, man. Daniel Jones. Give him the MVP.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I will say this about the Colts. They're they've been waiting for a okay quarterback or a decent quarterback to come into that team. Anthony Richardson is not a good quarterback. And I've been saying that ever since he was drafted. All right. Daniel Jones played well. But you have Jonathan Taylor. You have Michael Pittman. They got Tyler Warren, right? They have a good old line. We already know all this stuff. So I'm not as surprised, maybe. Like, when they made Daniel Jones the starting quarterback, I wasn't surprised because Anthony Richardson is terrible. And people just haven't realized that.
I think what's surprising me though is that they dominated the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's surprising. Yeah.
Because like the Dolphins were like, I know a lot of people don't remember this,
I
but
hate
even
the
with
Dolphins.
Tua, even with Tua being injured last year, like they were still in playoff contention last year. Like they almost made the playoffs last year, which is shocking to me, and I have no fucking clue how they almost made playoffs, but they did. So for them to be dominated like this on a Daniel Jones led team, I was like, what is happening? So
I don't know. Maybe this is too early.
uh-oh.
I don't like
go.
Mike McDaniels.
No, that's not too early. He's hot seat. His
I think
seat's
he's
been hot.
potentially a hot seat. Yeah.
You know, he's been
Yep.
hot seat.
I don't. Maybe as an offensive coordinator, but I think his time as a head coach is about over.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, Dodge. When we were doing our preseason MVP like awards and all that, I had him on the hottest seat, and this boost my case. I think it's almost fireable to let Daniel Jones score in every possession.
Yeah.
In the first game, and then you not respond. Like the expectations are high, and that's just like almost unacceptable in my opinion. And Daniel Jones, we saw what he did in New York when he had weapons around him his first year, right? And then we saw what happened when he lost his weapons. So I think he just got out of a bad system, and now he can excel in a better system.
Yeah,
because we've seen what Giants quarterbacks do in that system they currently have, right, with Russ already. So it was a shit show. I expected more from the Dolphins. Tyreek not involved. A-Chain barely involved. Tua looked horrible. Defense looked really poor. So they can only go up from here. So I guess there's one positive look for Dolphins fans. I guess you really can't get much worse than that.
To be fair, I thought the Colts looked good.
Yep. Really good.
And if you're wondering,
Really
you can get worse. Actually, the Dolphins proved that when they played us a few years ago and scored 70 on us. So, all right, moving on to the Bengals versus the Browns. I think this is another shit show. Bengals looked awful. Browns should have won this game, didn't, because they missed a field goal. And they even had a chance at the end of the game.
Yep.
Yeah. No, they had so many opportunities to win this game and still didn't. Yeah, the Bengals offense has got to figure it out, though. My God. Week 1, like, I'm so tired of coming into week 1 and being like, what the fuck is going on with the Bengals? Jesus Christ, man. How many times do we have to have a conversation every single year? At least they got the win this time.
Barely. They got the win because the kicker missed the field goal on the PAT.
They got the win because they were playing the Browns.
Yeah.
That's the most Browns thing to do.
Yep.
Also, the Browns, I believe that's a rookie kicker, no?
It might be.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
He won the position battle. He won the position battle against a veteran kicker.
Yep.
I think if the veteran kickers there, low-key, they win. But that's my opinion.
Agreed. What did the Bengals have? Was it 7 or -7 yards of offense in the second half total? It was so ugly. Like Burrow took like 6 sacks in a row in the second half. And I thought they'd address the O-line, and obviously they didn't because that was just abysmal. Jamar Chase had like 2 catches or 3.
Yeah, 2.
It's just unacceptable. I know the Browns defense is good, but still, you're touted to be an MVP candidate, and that was just a very poor performance.
I'll apologize to the entire Bengals franchise because it's my fault that they played bad in week 1. Joe Burrow's on my fantasy team, so.
Me too.
I will say one thing. I do think the Bengals were one of those teams that was playing scripted.
Yeah.
Like they were following a script. We want to establish the run. They ran the ball 23 times. They passed it only 23 times. Like, So I will say, like, I think there's more to come from the Bengals offense. It's just week one, they were so scripted, it was too much.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, going to our next game, Chiefs versus Chargers. Chargers came out with a surprising win. What would you rate this game? Very interesting game.
Man, I don't know. I think it's more Mediterranean for me overall because I felt like the Chargers handled business the whole way throughout.
They did.
And, there was a chance at the end where you're like, oh, here come the Chiefs,
Mm.
Mahomes with that crazy pass on the run on 4th down for like a 50-yard gain.
Insane.
Then they score off that, and you're like, oh, here they go. They're going to get a 3-and-out. They're going to get the ball back. They're going to get in field goal range. They're going to win this game. But Herbert had a different plan this game. Herbert played awesome. The Chargers mixed up their game plan. They're a run-heavy team, not that game. They passed the ball more, and Herbert looked amazing. And they got it done in the end. So I think I could see a grab your popcorn. I thought it was a really fun game through and through. And for the Chiefs, and a couple more injuries, are we starting to get worried about them? As that dynasty might start falling, but we always talk about that early every season.
Oh my gosh, Jaden,
yeah,
why
I know.
My Lord.
It's just for the
Damn it,
it's because they play the Eagles next week.
Overreaction,
And they need to
proper
win.
reaction, or underreaction?
Right. It was a good game.
What was the reaction? I don't even know. What am I reacting on?
Chiefs dynasty is over.
Over fucking reaction. Damn it, Caden Wave. You said that. They're
They
not
play
gonna
the
win
Eagles
Super
next week.
Bowl.
They
They're
gotta
not
win.
gonna blow every team out by 30.
Yep.
Oh shit. This is a grab your popcorn game. I thought it was a really good game.
Yeah.
Herbert, we've been saying, at least I've been saying, but I think we've all been saying for a long time, is a top quarterback in the NFL.
Pause. Can I pause? Can we pause right there?
Yeah.
In our recent top 10 quarterback rankings, I would like to point out Caden left Herbert off his top 10.
Caden, what the hell are you doing?
Well, he was
He
tied.
took it personally.
No, Caden, there's no reaction to
Herbert wrote to the DMs of Logical Nonsense Podcast and said that, fuck off, Caden. I will be playing the best game of my life against the Chiefs. My first game.
What? Where did you have him ranked, Hunter?
I think I'd have to look again.
Like
I don't
4 or
remember.
5.
Yeah, I had him up there pretty high.
Yes. Yeah, he should be in the. He should probably be in the top 5. He's very talented. He's got the arm. He's honestly got the legs. People don't even know that, but he's got the legs to do it too.
He looked good with his legs in this game. Very good with his legs.
But to be honest with you, he has yet to have a receiving core, I think, like this with a running game like this.
Yeah.
I know the running game didn't really get going this game, but it will. And I'm going to say it again, but Keenan Allen never stopped being good. He just went to the Bears. All right. He's back on the Chargers. He's going to be a top receiver for them again. All right. Keenan Allen is a talent. You have Ladd McConkey. He's good too. Quentin Johnson
finally stepped up.
He finally looked like he should be over the past few years, right? Look good. And honestly, if Quentin Johnson looks like that, I think Herbert's going to look good for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And we could be looking at a dark horse MVP candidate. Yeah. Because I think he's going to keep turnovers low. I think he could, if he's got 3 top receivers, he could be in that dark horse race.
Yeah. I like the take.
The Chargers are good.
Yeah, I like the take. Yeah. No, well-coached team. Like you said, I think this was a grab your popcorn as well. I think Herbert, one of the best games I've seen him play. And this is the first game of the year. So a lot of talk about how Herbert can't succeed in the playoffs and how he always chokes when it comes to playoff time. And I understand it. And I think it's valid. But you look at a lot of the quarterbacks who have been good in their first 5 seasons, they didn't really succeed for the first 3-4 years in the playoffs. So I think you got to take that in consideration. I think as of late, we've seen those younger quarterbacks have success in the playoffs, which is higher or, elevated our expectations for quarterbacks in the playoffs when they're young. So it'll be interesting to see how Herbert does, but I like to take on Herbert potentially being a dark horse for MVP. He played very well in this game. I loved what he did through the air as well as on the ground. I mean, he's dangerous on his feet when he wants to
He
be
is.
out of the pocket. And we saw it with 3rd and long, I think it was. And when he got that first down, I was like,
Yep.
he just iced it. He just
can
said,
do
fuck
that.
you.
He can do
Yeah.
that.
So, but shout out to Brazil, man. I thought this was a way better operated game than last year's Brazil game. I love the national anthem, how much the Brazilians got into their national anthem. Thought that was pretty awesome to see. So grab your popcorn. I really enjoyed this game. All right. Let's go to our final game. Probably one of the ones with the most chaos. You got 5 minutes in, a player injured. Then you have Dak spitting on the ground, and in response to Dak spitting on the ground, then you've got Jalen Carter spitting at Dak and getting kicked out of the game. Yes. So we got Cowboys versus the Eagles. It's getting late, and I know it's even later there, Dodge. But what are you guys rating this?
Come on, Caden.
I'll go first. First half was grab your popcorn, but overall, I'll say it was Mediterranean Sea. Both teams came out swinging, controlling. Their offenses looked good. For the Cowboys, the O-line looked good. The run game looked pretty solid. Dak looked really good. I'll give him credit. He looked like he controlled the game. His passes were on the money. He just had a team that dealt with the drops, and a lot of them. And, when the Eagles lose arguably their best defensive player for the first snap of the game, you need to capitalize on that. And they look like they did until the second half. And that's when, there's the weather delay. It kind of became sloppy. I liked the adjustments the Cowboys made on defense in the second half, but they had opportunities to win this game and steal this game in Philly. And the Miles Sanders fumble in the red zone hurt us after Ferguson dropped the touchdown. Then they got the penalty, and then the first play after that, he fumbled. You could have got a field goal there at worst, and then you're only down 1. You can get in red zone, kick a game-winning field goal, and then CD in stride hit him right in the hands, dropped it, and then the long ball dropped it. So CD's not making a good case for himself as a top receiver. We've seen this time and time again. In the clutchest of moments, he has the most critical of drops, and it's a tiring story to see as a Cowboys fan. It's right there, and we just can't snatch that.
I think that's classic Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this game is Mediterranean Sea. I think there's arguments for all of it. It could be a shit show, even in my opinion. It could be a grab your popcorn, depending on how you felt watching it. This is the first game of the season. It was close. That's always nice. I think the fact that it had a delay really sucks because I'm still getting used to the time change over here. And for instance, it's 12:03 in the morning. Where I'm at. But yes, it's
I thought you were a little loopy when you said the Steelers were Super Bowl contenders.
Hey, no, that's not loopy, brother. That's facts, and you'll see it. But yeah, I think the Cowboys in the first half looked like they potentially looked like that they were gonna beat the Eagles really well, and they were gonna play a really good game, steal one, and then that delay happened, and I think that drained the energy from the Cowboys. Miles Sanders, I was gonna say, previous to that fumble, I thought he was having a good game. I was like, dang.
Yeah.
Miles Sanders might start taking rushes away from Javonte Williams. Not that Javonte was having a bad game, but that Miles Sanders playing good.
Yeah.
And then he fumbles, and I was like, that's it. That's the end. Miles Sanders' career is over.
Yep.
Never hear from him again.
Once Jadon Blue is back, he'll take over.
Come on, baby.
I think the Eagles honestly look down from their Super Bowl win. I don't think that they. I don't know if I'd call it like they weren't sleepwalking, right? But there just was something they weren't ready for, right? The Cowboys came out, punched them in the mouth, and they did take it, but they let the Cowboys punch them in the mouth. And they, from Super Bowl winners, the Cowboys shouldn't be punching you in the mouth. No offense, Ken.
I agree. I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised on how they played.
I don't know how to categorize this game because it honestly was just a fucking weird game to start the year. Like, it was just weird from start to finish. So I'll categorize it as that. My biggest takeaways with the Eagles is one, Jalen Carter being out is more of an effect on their defense than I think people realized it would be. Two, I think the secondary is worse than I think they thought it was going to be as well. Losing Darius Slay as well as CJ Gardner-Johnson, I believe. Those are big losses. And I think a lot of people kind of like put that to the side.
Oh, they got Quinion Mitchell. Oh, they got
exactly. And I think
Cooper
we saw in this game it was a bigger deal than it was kind of led on to be by the media and by fans. Dak, it's surprising he only had 188 passing yards because he looked way better on screen to me than 188. So I want to give Dak his props. I think I hear you about the CD Lamb and the drops, but I also like one of those drops was a diving catch, right? Is that one of the ones? I don't know.
I don't know. It
That's
hit him in both
catch.
his hands. I'm sorry.
I know,
but that one, he doesn't get there if he catches the other one. If he catches the one before.
You've dropped it. I just want to say.
Yep. Happens. I beat myself up for it.
I'm just playing. I'm playing it.
But he should never been there because he should have caught the one in stride in the red zone. That like breadbasket.
Yeah.
Like even like Quentin Johnston or legit would catch that one.
So yeah, I think overall kind of just a weird game from start to finish, but still entertaining. So well, I'll be curious to see. I don't know. I feel like the Eagles always start out weird though. Yeah. Like, to be fair. So I it's hard to judge them right now. They
still won.
They still did win. Still did win. So
a little bit like the Chiefs.
Yeah, a little bit like the Chiefs. Yeah. Okay. All right, boys. Player of the week. Who are you giving it to?
Oh shoot.
Daniel Jones. Scored every drive. He's that guy, I guess, for week 1.
That guy. Heard it here first. All right, Doug.
No, you gotta go first. I'm thinking here.
I gotta give it to Josh Allen, man. That fourth quarter was insane. The comeback was insane. Stakes were high. Week 1, he put this team on his back and fucking won that game for them. If the Ravens would have won that game, player of the week this week would have been Derrick Henry, 100%. But the way Josh Allen carried himself in that game, did it again, clutched the fuck up. The Ravens are his son. Yeah, gotta be Josh Allen for me.
I think. All right, this is gonna be an interesting one.
Aaron Rodgers.
I'm gonna go Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my god.
Aaron Rodgers looked like his old.
I can still kick you.
Aaron Rodgers plays good. You guys can't freaking deny that. No. And here's the thing, Aaron. If he looks like his old self, like he was on Green Bay, you guys know that the Steelers have a better defense than the Packers did back then. So just hear me out.
Okay. All right. Rapid fire picks. We're back into it, boys. Thursday night football, Commanders, Packers. Who are you going with?
Pack.
Rapid fire, Doug.
Packers.
Okay, I'm also going Packers. All right, going to Sunday, Jaguars, Bengals.
Jags.
Ooh, I'll go Bengals. Giants, Cowboys.
Boys.
Give me the Giants. I don't know. I hate the Cowboys.
Is it in Dallas?
Yeah.
I'm going Dallas.
It's probably the Cowboys, but still.
Bears, Lions in Detroit.
Lions.
I'll go Bears. 0-2 start. Lions start off shaky. Rams, Titans.
Rams.
Yeah, I'm going Rams. Patriots, Dolphins in Miami. Not that that fucking matters for this game, but anyways.
Dolphins.
Patriots.
I'm going Patriots. Yeah,
Whoa.
I don't like that. I don't like this Dolphins team, man.
I don't like the Dolphins either, but
49ers, Saints.
Too high on the Patriots.
Oh, no Purdy this week.
Niners.
Still Niners.
There's no Purdy? What?
No, he's out with the toe injury.
What do you mean?
Purdy's out with the toe injury.
No, he's
Who's
not.
starting?
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. Let me
yes,
look
he
at
is.
Purdy injury. I'm looking this shit up right now.
Is it? Who's their starter? I gotta look at who their starter is. This might change my.
Mac Jones.
Yeah, I still got the Niners because McCaffrey, but it's the
I'm going
Saints.
Niners still.
But yeah,
Mac Jones.
Purdy might miss a couple weeks.
Mac Jones gritting on
He's
the
a
fucking
long
Saints.
shot to play. He's a long shot to play. That's
Bills, Jets.
Bills.
Bills, but it's gonna be fun. Don't be
I
surprised.
think that's a good game, though. I think that's
Me
a good
too.
game. It's in New York.
Seahawks, Steelers.
Steelers.
Rematch for
Seahawks.
Super Bowl. Seahawks.
I got you, Dodge, when no one does. Don't worry, go Seahawks.
Really?
Two of us got him.
I'm the one that went with the Steelers, and both of you guys.
Well,
went with
they're
the
Super Bowl
Cowboys.
contenders, Doug. Remember?
Yeah, you can't
That's what
not
you
go
said.
for him.
Okay.
Browns, Ravens.
Ravens.
Ravens. Panthers, Cardinals.
Cards.
Yeah, cards.
I'm going Cardinals as well. Eagles, Chiefs.
Chiefs.
I cannot believe this is just an afternoon game. They fucked
Yeah.
that one up. Holy
Yeah.
shit, they fucked that one up.
Give me the Eagles.
I'm going. It's so hard for me to say that Chiefs are going to lose 2 weeks in a row, though. I'll go Chiefs. All right, Broncos, Colts.
Colts.
You fuckers. Falcons.
Wait, what did
Vikings.
you say? What did you say?
I said Broncos.
Okay.
Ain't no fucking way I'm losing
Yeah.
to Shane Steichen and Daniel Jones.
Listen to Daniel
You guys
Jones.
are on the Colts train now because they put up 33 against a sorry ass Dolphins team.
Yeah,
Falcons,
against,
70
Vikings.
bomb.
against the Broncos.
70 bomb.
Oh yeah, for sure. When Daniel Jones can't move the ball
Yeah.
against the best defense in the league, you guys can call me up. Falcons versus Vikings.
Vikings.
Yeah. Vikings.
Kirk Cousins. Dang it, forgot about that. Let's go Vikings. Bucks, Texans.
Bucks.
Texans.
I'm going Bucks. Chargers, Raiders.
Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers. I really want the Chargers to win too, just to shut up all the Raiders talk. Okay, boys, great podcast. Week 1 in the books.
Sir.
I'm excited. Great week. Great pod. Good job by you guys.
Yep. Dodge out.
Dodge is out.
Yeah, Dodge tired.
I'm
Oh,
back.
he's-
I'm
Dodge
back.
back.
He's back.
Dodge tired. Dodge.
Good
All right,
fight.
boys. As always,
Thanks for
ladies
having
and
me.
gentlemen, ran that nonsense. Why can't I remember my tagline? What the hell is going on? Ladies and gentlemen, as always, make sure to rant that nonsense. What is it? Why am I forgetting it?
Stay
Katie.
logical.
Stay logical.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Rant that
That
nonsense.
Thank you, boys.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. See you, boys.
Yep. Later.